You are listening to Maximum Pew Pew, an actual play RPG podcast. Maximum Pew Pew follows continuous storylines and are meant to be enjoyed from the beginning. This episode follows the Dead Sons storyline and may contain spoilers for the Dead Sons adventure path published by Paizo Incorporated. The following segments may contain mature themes and adult language. In this episode, the party makes preparations to depart for the Scoured Stars system. When last we left our heroes, they were traveling from Eox to Absalom Station to kind of get some stuff done to their ship, resupply, because it had been a long trip out into the diaspora, into Eox. And it takes, let's see here, it's about a 7-day trip. Thankfully, you guys have rations.
We do.
So it's about a 7-day trip, and your comms and like the Starfinder like forums and everything like that have been abuzz with activity. It seems as though Miss Elsibo, the acting sort of main venture captain for the Starfinder Society right now, has been mobilizing any and all Starfinders that are available to go to the Scoured Stars, which all of you are familiar. The Scoured Stars incident is sort of a cataclysmic event that occurred that sort of wiped out a number of Starfinders and forced the Starfinders to kind of think outside the box as far as recruitment goes. And it's kind of how the 4 of you were recruited into the Starfinder Society. Now, the goal is to return and try to recover some of those Starfinders that were lost during this particular event. So, the messages are kind of delayed because, again, you're sort of in the solar system, so you don't get messages real time. So, you see this all call that's put out by your venture captain. Was it Luwazi? Yeah, Luwazi Alcibo. So she puts out this all call. Then there's a personal message from Luwazi to the crew of the Sunrise Maiden stating that because of the nature of your particular mission, that you are currently exempt from going to the Scoured Stars due to the fact that the timing's a little bit awkward. There won't be enough time for you to actually be able to reach the place. They're trying to use their actual capital ship to take a lot of these Starfinders with them and ships and supplies and all this stuff. So there's concern that you wouldn't be able to make it in time, and because time is of the essence, they really can't wait on you either. So Luwazi Alcibo has made the decision that right now you are exempt from having to go to the Scoured Stars.
Okay.
Not long after, Chiskus chimes in this sort of email thread and says that he doesn't think that this is a very good idea, that he feels that Luwazi Alcibo is underestimating the prowess of you all, and that you are, for all intents and purposes, the most senior and experienced Starfinders in the fleet right now, and she would be remiss to not use you in this particular, event. There's some back and forth, but it seems like the timeline is just a little too tight for Luwazi to, accept, and Chiskus eventually relents, at least in that particular email thread. And then, as you're getting closer, because again, you have about, 8 hours to kind of ruminate on each of these emails, because that's how long it takes for stuff to get back and forth.
It's a forum.
So we can like discuss and make sarcastic remarks about this as, we're on the ship waiting for this to happen. It's like,
yeah,
Don't we have an opinion?
It does give you plenty of time to be able to send like your order to Isabel Carnago at Seventh Circle Customs. So she's going to have everything for your ship waiting for you because she knows that stuff's time is the essence too. Your communiques with Sweet Feather have been very irregular. Like, his replies seem a little bit rushed. He did send you like a catalog of items that are available for purchase, but it seems like in his communiques he's been very distracted.
He's probably got a lot going on too.
Oh God, I wonder if he's hurt because isn't his family there in the Scoured Stars?
Dun dun dun.
Because we had that talk about why he has the nephews.
We're gonna have to help him then. We gotta.
You get a private message from Chiscus asking, I really think it would be in everyone's best interest if you were to assist with the Scoured Stars invasion that we are intending to accomplish.
Invasion's a big word.
It is, considering the number of Starfinders that are going into the system just to like extricate. It's a big deal. They're sending a lot of resources. This is a big, big deal. And invasion is the word that he uses. Or they use, sorry. So, Chiscus implores you all to meet at Absalom Station. They feel that they may have an idea after coordinating with some contacts and some very insistent individuals that he's come into contact with recently about how to get you there.
You've piqued my curiosity.
Yeah, isn't how you get there kind of dependent on the laws of physics?
Well, depends on your laws of physics.
It is. So, after your 7-day journey, you come near Absalom Station. You figure since time is kind of important, you thought that maybe, just maybe, you would get in contact with Sweet Feather upon the discerning dagger first. And when you approach, you find that there, instead of his ship, there's actually a transponder floating in that particular, for lack of a better term, airspace.
Okay.
Publicly, it's broadcasting that that this is a private space for the discerning dagger that's been reserved via Absalom Station, and that the discerning dagger will be returning soon. However, there is a different message that can be ascertained if you use the equivalent of like your public key that he has given you all for like your communications back and forth. And when you use your public key and decode that particular message, it basically says, meet me at 7th Circle Customs.
Oh.
Well, it looks like our NPCs are teaming up.
Well, this is exciting.
So,
we're already en route.
So you're en route. Where are you heading?
We just fly by, listen to us.
Yeah, like I was going to say, okay, well, let's go, and it's like, no, we're already on the way.
Okay, that was stop number 2. So you'll
stop long enough to get that message and then just gone.
Like
you just go over the GPS and tap next. And
okay, so you make your approach to 7th Circle Customs. Absalom Station ground control is getting in contact with you, figuring out what your itinerary is, what you're doing. Mm-hmm. This is kind of old hat now. You do it about once every 2 weeks. So, you're sort of familiar with the situation and also how to get to 7th Circle Customs sort of private dry dock where all those upgrades and stuff take place. You make your way into 7th Circle Customs. You will find that the dry dock is significantly busier than you are used to. Typically, it's kind of you've only been there with this sort of small operation. You've seen Isabel You've seen her droid, Doughboy, kind of working on stuff. There are probably no fewer than 12 additional engineers in here right now working on a ship, and they are treating the Sunrise Maiden as it comes in like a NASCAR pit crew. You can barely get the struts down before they are already bringing in tools and stuff. They are attaching umbilicals, giving it auxiliary power. They are ready.
I'm good with that.
Well, it's a good thing the ship was built modularly.
If it weren't, it was going to be in a damn hurry.
They're going to make it modular.
You haven't seen a ship get stripped down so quickly since you've been on Akaton. It's...
That one wasn't getting restocked.
You come back and your ship is sitting your ship is sitting on bricks.
Which is fine because it doesn't have wheels, but
Dad never landed on Akaton.
Probably for good reason.
Life lessons. Number 1, don't land on Akaton.
Right.
Number
use the
2,
shuttles.
don't marry crazy. Number 3, don't promise crazy a baby.
That's okay, because
Number 4,
you just roll up and you just duct tape those bricks to the end of your landing struts.
Skid plates.
And then it's basically just landing gear. That's really ineffective.
it's a lot of friction and little else.
Ceramic coating.
So you've landed Seven Circle Customs. These engineers are already hard at work on your ship. They're already tuning things. If there's any thrusters or any type of things like that you had upgrade, they're currently at work. You disembark, and you are met by Isabel Carnago. Well, you're probably not used to all this hubbub, I imagine.
Not normally.
I'm not either, but my recent client insisted, and he insisted with the assistance of a lot of credits, so,
Makes things easier. Lubricates.
New client, you say?
Well,
he did have the money.
yeah,
He had the money to be a new client, yeah.
he worked his way into my very small client list.
Go on.
Well, normally I do a lot of stuff with the Starfinder Society, and there's a Starfinder on his crew, so sure.
I like it.
Well, right. That would be Sweet Feather, right?
Yeah, you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
We shop with him sometimes. He reads.
Oh.
I'll show off the Dangerous Orphan. This is a Sweet Feather special.
Ooh. I don't know guns that much. Not like that small, but
Right.
I imagine it's very impressive, though. I could I'd probably fit on Doughboy, maybe. Doughboy! Don't ignore me. Don't ignore me. I'll just use the remote in a second. He can't ignore me. So, yeah, I've got some extra help here working on your ship. I've seen the work they do. They are very professional, very quick. And there's going to be a few things that I need to discuss with you, because there's been a request for an upgrade on the Sunrise Maiden made by Chiscus of the Starfinder Society.
What kind of upgrade did he request on our ship?
Yeah, remember that
Let's,
time that wasn't his?
Let's go to the break room real quick.
We can do that.
So,
This is a spinal mount ion cannon.
You go to.
Does that mean it's named after you?
It warps space time.
This cannon's so badass, it's named after a dude. You go to the break room. There is a veritable rogues gallery of familiar faces in here. You've got your Starfinder contact, Chiscus, there in there. Sweet Feather, and a female Lashunta that looks very familiar. And upon second glance, you realize that it's Rockaway, the Lashunta that you saved from Ukalam, looking way healthier. Sort of
Not on the verge of death.
Yeah.
That will be my first comment. It's like, you are looking a lot better.
I'm feeling a lot better.
It took like 3 of us to medicine her back to life multiple times a day. You know?
The change in scenery has done wonders for my constitution.
And your complexion as I brush her cheek.
Oh, that's creepy. Even for you.
It's almost like that was the intent.
But I owe you a lot, Ion. I came to Absalom Station. I sought out a different faith, and you were right. Sarenrae was a very good,
she's good.
very good choice for me. They've really put me to work, and I also took all of your advice. I'm now Starfinder.
Congrats.
Look at you not being in a
Congratulations.
cult no more.
I know.
Which-
Sarenrae, Starfinder, seems like your life is heading in the right direction.
So you say that, but it turns out
New face cream, it's good.
it turns out that I wasn't experienced enough to be able to go on the Scoured Stars expedition, and
What happens?
Turns out we were too good to go.
it
So,
also turns out that
No, we were just late.
it also turns out that in order to be able to go on the Scoured Stars expedition, you have to be a Starfinder, else they won't give you the coordinates. And I've been volunteered to be a crew member of the Discerning Dagger, which has now become a Starfinder vessel
That's
by extension.
that's
That's a really good technicality you've got there. Good
yeah.
work.
Look
Well,
at you.
I didn't come up with it, and I'm not entirely sure I'm comfortable with it, but, you know,
You'll be fine.
you just
You'll be
kind of roll
fine.
with it sometimes.
Well,
You will also notice Rock Hallway has a little moat kind of floating around her head now as a result,
Look at
as
that.
bright as the sun.
Look at that. She was like, I'm going to stop being an NPC and start being a Solarian NPC instead.
Yep.
Look at you getting a class Graft.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
high five.
I'm so proud.
she gives you high five.
Oh, your hands are smooth too.
Yep. I
What the hell?
Oh my.
yeah, they
you know what?
tend to
Cyna is just gonna sit over here and enjoy not being the target.
Literally anything you could say would have been less creepy. Anything. Less creepy.
The best thing is that I am totally wearing Golem Forge Plating 3, which means that I have battle gloves on, so I didn't feel her hands anyways.
He just wanted to say it.
I just wanted to say it.
Um,
And then I wink at your shocked expression that I can't tell if it's total shock or shock and disgust. I just wink at it.
I don't know. Sharon don't have eyebrows from what I've been able to do.
That's why I can't tell.
They
don't
use
have
their
eyelids,
antenna,
they don't
for a
have
lot of that
eyebrows.
function.
That's why I can't tell. Your little weird.
you've got one little antenna, like kind of face palms.
Yeah, I just imagine they use their antenna like eyebrows.
And if the break room weren't crowded enough, there are also 3 young Tengu children.
I imagine they're plastered to the windows currently, overlooking the garage.
Yeah, looking at the garage and, like, you know, playing with coffee dispensers and Buteo's doing her best to try to maintain some semblance of
Which
order.
means she's failing.
Yeah, and Sweet Feather gave up years ago. So...
Oh, God. Okay.
It's good. I'm ready for it.
Good.
So Chiska says, welcome back to Absalom Station. I would really like for you to go to the Scoured Stars. And we have determined a way to make this happen.
That's the most hesitation I've heard in a while.
Right.
I'll have to defer to Isabel for the technical
I would consider
explanation.
myself a learned individual, and I thought this was physically impossible.
It's
You learned the wrong math.
Well.
not. It's not.
Then what?
It's
You
just-
have like starship grade magic?
It's not. I just can't explain to you how it's possible.
Right. I
I
mean,
mean,
think about how expensive starship
Is this
grade magic
the terms of, yes, we can technically go this fast, but it rips off the entire hull of your ship?
Oh, you don't have
while
to go
traveling?
fast. It's just a shortcut. That's when Isabel kind of chimes in.
Okay.
Shortcut normally means dangerous.
We're going to be opening a portal to hell.
Excuse me?
The best thing about this story is that you didn't even
But, right.
softball it at us.
This
You
is the
were
part
just
where
like by
Maia
the
chokes
bud.
on her energy drink and is spitting it all over the floor.
I'm a rip the Band-Aid off kind of girl.
I feel like this might be a bad idea. This might be a bad idea enough they made a movie about it.
I'm pretty sure it's called Event Horizon. Let's go.
Oh God.
So
Spaceship goes to hell.
All I know is that I'm not sure our droid is programmed to clean blood off the walls.
Software.
It's okay if any of you start sewing your orifices shut and sticking glass
you're
in parts
thinking,
of you.
Isabel Butson, you're thinking too small scale.
Didn't they make a video game about this called Doom?
You're thinking too small scale. We're not opening a portal to hell, and you all walk through it and then arrive at your destination. We're going to fly through it.
Oh, so much better.
And then we're
so
going to
much.
fly to our destination and open a portal back into this plane, and it'll be way quicker. I've already got the star charts for it. Well, hell charts. His
The interdimensional screwball
his infernal
chart.
astrolabe, whatever. I've got connections, horns, all that stuff. Anyway, it won't be a big deal. What is a big deal, though, is that usually it is reserved for larger ships. So the Sunrise Maiden and the Discerning Dagger are going to have to be tethered and share power cores, creating the portals.
It sounds dangerous.
It's not a big deal.
Nah.
I've seen you pilots.
So that's why they don't use this for commerce every day, because it's not a big deal. That's why our military doesn't do this for troop transport.
No, they don't use this for everyday stuff because most people are very superstitious about hell, and rightfully so. It's a very bad place, but we're only going to be doing this once. So, I mean...
I like how her plan is we're going to jumper cable your ships together. We're going to open an interdimensional rift to hell. Shit's not going to go wrong, and then you're going to be there. It's just like a Sunday drive.
I mean, if you put enough struts on it, it'll be fine.
So...
I don't know if we're going to put
Delayed reaction was perfect.
I don't know if we're going to put
Cyna
enough
is just
struts
sitting there
on.
going in her head, picturing the two ships together and just struts like Legos being put in there. No.
I did this with the Rector set when I was young. It's good. We've got this.
No,
We're just making a reverse pod racer.
No, the tether only has to be engaged during the creation of the portals.
Yeah, so jumper cables.
So once we're in hell, you can detach just fine.
Right. And then we have to connect together to get out of hell.
That's not a problem.
Drop it on the negative, and we're go.
So here's the real problem.
It's all magnetic based. You've got good pilots. You've got about a 200-foot range to make it work. It's not a problem.
But what happens if we go to hell?
200 feet.
Something.
A magnet that connects.
Well, you get it
200
close.
feet.
You get it close, and it
Do you know how fast the ship goes?
That's slightly,
Yes.
That's slightly less than
I
200
do.
of these, and I hold up my foot.
Right.
Here would be my
You're
worry
not
is,
wrong.
what happens if we go to hell and one of the ships is forcibly disconnected by force and we're stuck in hell?
You could say
You
we're forced
reconnect. You reconnect. It's not a problem.
You know what?
I'm just waiting for
I
a
feel like
demon
it's
to take
going
down
to
the
be
other
a
ship.
problem.
I feel like your plan.
Zenka,
I feel like your
it's-
plan A is also your plan B through D.
I'm
So
not
you might as
saying
well
let's
do it.
not.
Zinka,
I'm just saying let's prep for
it's
this to
so
be a problem.
it's so little of a problem. I'm going to be on the discerning dagger, making sure it works. I'm putting my own skin in the game.
And I'm not worried about Zenka's piloting at all. Who's the other pilot
I
going
am.
to be? I've seen what you can do.
I have to.
I saw you Grand Theft Auto a ship by using our ship.
Sweet Feather raises his hands like, I'll be piloting my own ship. Thank you.
That's good. All right, so we've got the Winnebago driver and our pilot pulling off this.
right.
This. All right.
So 200 feet, closer than 200 feet together, piloting in unison with vastly different ships with vastly different flight profiles, and maintaining that distance because either one of these ships can accelerate faster than that instantly. So there's no danger at all of us bumping into each other.
There isn't.
You know what? Boop. You know what? You know what?
Yeah, I was going to say, this is Zenka.
Let's just make sure we got some good cameras. We'll put the stuff on YouTube later, and we'll call it a day.
Can we
Let's go.
mind link the two pilots? Is that a thing?
I think we should just do it. We should just.
I mean, I'm not saying let's not. I'm just like, okay, that's
As long as
probably
you-
what we should
Look,
expect.
No,
as long as you keep your cockpits
I'm
30
all
feet
for
away
this.
from each other, you guys can just communicate telepathically.
We're going to do this. I mean, there's nothing we could find in hell that's worth in living with Ion. But it's...
I don't know. There's some weird stuff out there.
So we're going to do this. I just want to make sure that my exasperation is properly communicated.
No.
Because this is a terrible idea.
Oh, it is, but I'm all for it.
All right, so I'm going to sit in the gunning console just in case, our little toe dip into hell brings us up against some devils.
It's something
some
we've
spaceships.
considered, but
Isn't there a devil that is also a spaceship?
I think
We're-
there are several.
we've got that under control.
But
We just need
We're
your
gonna strap a big old cross to the front of the ship and just call it a day. All right, let's.
your guns
do
are
this.
called thoughts and prayers. What else do we need?
This is true.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
That's, you know what?
I mean, that's all you need to really deflect any type of Satan. So
You know what? I'm good with this. I'm surprisingly comfortable with this entire
That
situation.
feeling is called resignation.
excellent. So
Is
I'll
that
get
why
the
it feels so familiar?
I'll get the engineers to work on this. Chiskus, you probably have some emails to send out. Sweet Feather, you still want to talk to them? Yes, I still want to talk with them. Okay, kids, come with me. Okay, Aunt Isabel, and then all three like tiefling children
Hold on,
kind of follow her.
I'm gonna stop them real quick, and our courtesy gift package.
Yes, Aunt Cyna.
Here, take this and give it to her.
It's all about the
It's-
candy.
What is it?
She'll open it up and show you.
It's gelato.
I can keep a secret.
It's gelato.
What's gelato?
It's
Ask her,
something that
she
your
knows.
aunt goes cuckoo for. You want to see her
Okay.
make a really cool
It's
reaction?
cold. Cena gave me something cold to give you, Isabel. They all scurry off in there. Before he does, Sweet Feather says, Buteo, 1 second. Can you do the... She's like, yeah. Then she runs off, this like mischievous smile or whatever. It's like, uh-oh. Anyway,
See,
welcome back to the station.
child labor laws are just a little.
I just
iffy
can't wait
on
to
this.
take
That
pictures
doesn't
of hell
apply
and
to
send it
your-
back to
your-
my old
your own
professor who
custodial
is an
children.
Well, I mean,
over-religious
that's
kook.
true.
So welcome back to the station. I trust that you got my updated catalog.
Yeah.
Okay. They've had to remove my normal cargo bay from the ship to make space for other
For jumper cables?
Pods.
All right, let's do it.
So we can go to the store right now. There's a few things that, out of appreciation for all of you, I'd like to, offer you. So you go, and it's kind of weird to see like that door that you're used to going into, like in the middle of just like this shop warehouse looking space.
Oh, so just like the ship module just sitting there in the
Yeah.
middle of the cargo bay.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I love it.
So you go in, and he says, this is a very important day for me. And I want to make sure that everyone involved, especially everyone helping me, is properly prepared.
He's going to give us free stuff.
He opens up. Rock always actually come in with you as well. He opens up
Ooh, he's going to give us
like
free
this
stuff.
like little shuttered wall type thing.
Oh, it's the secret good stuff, too.
Yeah, this is the private selection.
Oh. It's been aged in barrels for 10 years.
I want scotch now.
I'm so excited.
Does that do anything for guns?
I don't know.
It did plenty for the
It
maiden.
makes it smell really
the
good.
maiden aged for 50 years, and she's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Everything's better with time.
there
Except
are
for nuclear arms. They just become a little bit finicky. And dynamite.
there are 6 what appear to be face masks on this wall. One of them has a
They smell like old wood.
yeah. One of them is a no. They're actually like metallic, like alloy.
That's somehow
Best
the
you can
least
tell.
creepy thing you've said today.
That's real unfortunate.
That's really unfortunate.
He looks at you and says, "These are murmuration masks."
I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. I like the words.
He pulls one out of his bag, and you can tell that it is made for like a Tengu. And this mask that he is holding, it's a black field over steel. There are feather patterns etched faintly, and there's a dozen compound eyes that kind of go along with like the eye holes
That rivals ion level of creepiness.
on this mask.
No, it sounds awesome.
It's like somebody crossed
He
a
puts
Tengu
this
with a
mask
shear, and
on.
I'm so happy.
And it begins to animate. The eyes search out those around. It seems like there's a pair of eyes on every single person in this room. And they almost seem like they're able to predict where you're going next. They're just kind of searching you out. It's very unnerving. It's just like it is just extremely unnerving to have like these eyes looking at you, in the addition to like the 2 real ones that are up. There are 6 other masks. He grabs one, hands it to Cyna. It's a digital urban camouflage field with a monochrome butterfly in the foreground, transitioning to wisps of smoke from left to right. And the butterfly itself has these eye spots that go directly over the eye holes
Okay.
on this mask. And he'll say, go ahead and take the helmet off of your... Okay, so you take the helmet off, like completely off.
Okay.
You put this on, and basically it creates like this life bubble type thing that sort of completes the rest of your suit. So it integrates into your suit. When Cyna puts this on, this butterfly slowly flexes its wings with these wispy smoke trails, and it almost seems like Cyna is being enveloped with just a faint smoke
So she's
all
like
over her.
indistinct. Did you skin
It's like it's not enough to create any type of concealment. It's just like it's very unnerving to watch this transition happen.
These are the freaky masks.
He pulls another one down. It's matte, dark blue field with a gold sunburst over the right eye, and there's these 4 gold streaks that crisscross the mask. He hands it to Ion.
Yes, Aaron Ray. Love you.
Ion puts it on. The sunburst becomes glossy, and these streaks pulse and rotate with this unnatural brightness that's just very difficult to look at directly. It is literally like looking at a sun almost.
Yes, Aaron Ray.
Ion, you don't have that effect. Like, you don't feel any like that. You don't feel like there's a flashlight
That's
like
cool.
right here or anything. The next mask is a polished steel field with the appearance of a mechanical skeleton with exposed machinery and circuits revealed at the jaw lines with these Medusa-like cords on top. And he hands this over to Maia. When Maia puts it on, the machinery comes to life, transforming into these unpredictable Escher-like, patterns, and slightly alters the voice to make her sound more machine-like. And these cords that were sort of like dreadlocks coming out of the top sort of writhe like snakes.
Oh
as a
man, this
result.
sounds so badass. Ghost in the Machine shit right
Yeah.
now.
The next one is a deep black field with these white star streaks, all of the hyperspace effect, almost like the screensaver.
With a bus with rocket
Type
ships attached to it.
And it's the face mask is designed to kind of like be more appropriate for a Sheeran. When Zenka puts this on, these streaks start to move with an increasing rate. And the visual is mesmerizing for some, but nauseating for others, as it just looks like you were looking into this window of hyperspace, just going faster
That became
and
a
faster
screensaver.
and faster.
As long as it's not flying toasters.
I mean, they could be.
Isabel will come in to kind of check on you all. He says, "Perfect, I got one for you too." And Rockholly. Anyway, he grabs a porcelain white mask with this thick, clean red stripe flowing from the mouth and 2 black stripes flowing from the eyes that kind of like incorporate with the horns and stuff that Isabel already has. When Isabel puts it on, the stripes resemble streams of blood and pitch constantly dripping from the wearer's face, with faint weeping or unintelligible whisperings punctuating the silence.
Yep, creepy.
Yep, and the last one is a brown patterned field made to resemble a cloth sack turned into a poppet with a zippered mouth. When Rockholly puts it on, bugs and flora burrow themselves out of the mask, displaying a horrifying terrarium of carnivorous plants and many-legged monstrosities. These are murmuration masks. You may note that they are a little unnerving to look at, and that's kind of the point, because when you are wearing these, you are going to war and you want to intimidate your enemy.
I like it.
My past group sort of created these. I was part of a mercenary group known as Legionum Valare, and I was a leader of a team of that particular legion called the Wake, and we all had these masks. They're very helpful. For example, all of these have been attuned to one another, so if you want to, you can actually look through other people's masks. So you can kind of share their vision, sort of like a video camera type deal. So you can share the vision of someone else with one of these masks. And it's not like a replacement, it's more like picture-in-picture type deal. So could be really good for scouting missions. That way everybody can see exactly what Cyna's doing if she decides to sneak ahead.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Don't do nothing creepy.
Yep. To switch the data feed, you can do that once per round as a swift or a move action.
Nice.
Also, murmuration masks share audio data with one another, and you can communicate with one another as the ability limited telepathy within 500 feet.
500 feet.
So you now have a mask with a built-in walkie and a built-in video feed. While wearing a murmuration mask decorated with a faction or religion's livery, the DC for interactions with faction mates is decreased by 5, while the DC for interactions with opposing factions is increased by 5. The Murmuration Mask's imposing livery additionally grants the wearer a +2 circumstance to intimidation checks against hostile targets and individuals unfamiliar with the wearer. And as you're kind of exploring some of these features, there is a big loud crash in the room as a little 3-foot Tengu girl with like 2 big guns busts in and says, "I'm going to kill you all!" All of the masks immediately go from like the really terrifying modes to like the flat modes that don't bring out any additional attention to you on the combat. Did I do good, Dad? Yes, you did well, honey. Thank you for the demonstration. Maybe just without the guns next time. That was swell. Thank you.
Yeah, you're lucky you don't have the quick draw feat.
I wanted her to scare you all, but sometimes she takes things a little too far, and thank you for not shooting my daughter.
Anytime.
So now, you all have masks that allow you to do cool things and communicate with one another and pull off those stealth missions and, get around things like, I don't know where he is. Oh, but he does.
Right.
So I'm going to take this psychic booster and I'm going to throw it in the garbage.
Man, that changes everything for my
You
combat
don't even
tracker,
sell it?
'cause I have to be
You're
able to
like,
see
you know
them
what? It's gonna
to
give me
start
2
combat
cards.
tracking.
Yeah.
If somebody has view and then I don't, I can just be like, tune in,
Now you can
combat
see
track,
them.
and back out. Yeah.
Now you can see them.
All right. I like it. I dig it.
Yeah. Basically, you can kind of like bring these up or down as
Okay.
like a free or swift action or whatever. So if you don't want to have freaky face on,
Okay. So
and
just
you basically mentally choose whether or not you want the really unnerving stuff on or whatever. But still, like some of your masks look very intimidating, even without them.
Mhm.
But essentially, as long as they're within 500 feet, you are also sharing vision and audio with Sweetfeather, Rakawi,
you know what
and,
this means, though.
Isabel.
Means that the 31-foot line we have on the bridge is not far enough.
I imagine there's mute functions. I'm going to say
they're going to get put in there.
I'm going to say that it's going to be like Discord, where there's like
Push to talk.
well, push to talk or mute or anything like that, because it's basically fueled off of like mental actions, and essentially all those kind of like creepy things that are happening with the mask are just glamours. Like it's just a magical effect making that happen. So, work is being done on your ship. You've been given these murmuration masks by Sweetfeather as kind of a gift to make you more effective and help with communication, since you guys are going to be working together. What is there any other purchases or anything that need to be made before
I bought a weapon fusion. I bought a bio augmentation. And I bought something else.
Yeah, I have a list of assorted.
And I bought a skin augmentation.
I have a list of assorted minor gear that I picked up. And I want to get the armor from his catalog.
Okay. The what was that called? A cagey scoundrel?
Yes, the
Okay.
Mark II.
The distinct, certainly not Destiny 2 item.
For armor upgrades, is that still your level +3 in a big city?
Plus
Two plus
two,
two.
yeah.
Yeah.
Level
Okay.
+2.
Okay. Not that I can actually afford anything at 9.
I am purchasing a Perilous Mark II,
Okay.
a personal upgrade, and I will need 10 minutes in something resembling a workshop.
Isabel will point you in the right direction.
How do you guys feel about the haste circuit?
I got one through adventuring. It just gives you 10 rounds of haste a day. It's not bad.
Right. And where I always
I
have to
got it
use
for
like
free.
a move action to designate a target. Instead, I could double attack and move action with the haste circuit.
It's not a bad idea for you.
Yeah, that would work.
It pretty much sink all my funds, but like there was nothing in the catalog that would really super benefit me, was my thought.
What level is the Dangerous Orphan?
I'm not sure if level 2 is actually what is considered, so it's pretty behind in terms of, but its damage is so high and it has the increased crit range.
Yeah, I know, but that's getting behind on the damage curve.
Right.
So
I could also dump the same 9,250 credits.
Well, I'm sure we'll find something that you could shoot with along the way.
Maybe.
All right, yeah, then I'll dump all my money onto a haste circuit. Then I think that's probably a decent, just to shove into my skull too, since it's my new armor slot upgrade that I got for free. Just now I'm faster.
Side note: I did brew coffee upstairs, so if anybody,
Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
Okay. So that being said, all the ships are ready to go. You guys can tether once you're kind of safely outside of Absalom Station, and merely open a portal into hell
Yeah, we're gonna
and
do
fly
that.
through there a little bit, and then you will end up at Scoured. Title music for Dead Suns is provided by Overclocked Remix and created by CFX. Find more great game remixes at ocremix.com. Ambient music provided by Tabletop Audio. Original 10-minute ambiances and music for games and stories. Find out more at tabletopaudio.com.